Kent State, the Golden Flashes. Okay, so we all know Sean Lewis left to go to Colorado as Deion's offensive coordinator, right? The issue is that basically everybody left with him. We're going to pull up the notes on the screen here. I don't know what to even say about this. Kenny Burns comes in. Okay, like he was at Minnesota. Where do you even begin? This is the most year zero situation that I have ever seen. Post-game win expectancy last year was 4.53 and 7.47. They went 5-7 on the year, so they still didn't go bowling. But here's the issue. Adjusted returning production, even with transfers coming in, et cetera, they're number 130. They're bringing back right under 38% production. So they've got very little experience. Number 131 on offense, number 104 on defense. So at least they got some guys on defense. You look at the losses here, the head coach, Sean Lewis, and 20 of 22 starters. Now, I know that we talked about Colorado completely, changing over their entire program, right? I think they had like 70 kids transfer out that were on scholarship last year. This is similar. Who knows what to expect in this situation? You got no returning starters on offense. The quarterback battle is 4 deep with no real front runner. They lost 85% of their receiving targets from last year. That's not good. You can't even look at last year's statistics. I mean, it doesn't even necessarily matter. There's nothing. I don't know. I got no idea what this offense is going to run. Like, there's nobody left to help run Lewis's scheme. They've got no experience. I'm going to guess because Burns was at Minnesota, he's probably going to lean on the run with the offensive line. I think they got a decent offensive line class in there. And that's probably what he wants to do after watching what they do at Minnesota, right? PJ Flex bunch. They lean on the trenches. So that's my guess. David Duggan, the new defensive coordinator, they've only got 2 returning starters back on defense. The defensive backs, Miller, Blue, and Baca, kind of showed well in the spring game, if you go back and read at the Akron newspaper. But was that them being good, or was that just a really bad offense with no clear front runner for quarterback? Coach Burns has brought in, several P5 transfers to load up on defense. Again, what does it mean? These transfers over the years, we've not been able to figure out whether or not, you're getting good players, former 4 stars, 3 stars, whatever. Were they just, were they not good? And that's why they didn't play wherever they were? Or is it, they just aren't good at all? Like, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. The key players here, I mean, this is a crapshoot, right? CJ West, defensive lineman, and transfer running back Kai Thomas. Though that's who I expect, or I expect will be kind of leaders of the team, but we'll see. The keys to the season here, and I'll get me out of the way. How's that? If you're watching on YouTube, Burns was the associate head coach under PJ Fleck. Fleck knew how to build a program. Maybe Burns knows what to do here eventually, but as I mentioned, this is year 0. I don't anticipate big things. Like, everything this team does is going to be a surprise. Like, I expect them to kind of mimic Minnesota, but it's going to take a while to get there. Their win total is set at 2.5. They are plus 10,000 to win the MAC. I don't expect that this year. But I've got them going 1-11. I think the only win on the schedule is Central Connecticut State. Their home games, like games that are reasonably winnable, are at home against Miami of Ohio, Buffalo, Bowling Green, and Northern Illinois. That's their home games in conference. I don't think they got the personnel to be able to do anything at home. And then you go on the road and you got at Fresno State, at Arkansas, at UCF. So you're not getting one in the non-conference. You got at Ohio, you got at Eastern Michigan, you got at Akron, and you got at Ball State. These are all teams that are somewhat on the rise, or at least have built really good cultures. I've got them going under. I've got them at 1-11. I think the ceiling for this team is 3-9. You might be able to get a couple of those wins, maybe Maybe Akron just isn't there yet. Maybe Northern Illinois has fallen off completely by the end of the season. If they don't have a good year, do they fire Thomas Hammock early? Probably not. But, we're tossing stuff out here. I've got them going under. I've got them 1-11. Ceiling is probably 3-9. Floor is 0-12. It's going to be a rough year. Year 0 for Kenny Burns, and of course the Kent State Golden Flashes. It's not a good situation. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter @GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.